Hello, and a very warm welcome, not to my garden this time, but to Barnsdale Gardens in Rutland County in the UK. I visited these beautiful gardens this weekend, and I thought it would be nice to share some of the sights and sounds with all of you, my lovely viewers. These gardens were started in 1983 by Geoff, who was a TV gardening celebrity back in the 1980s and 1990s. And the show BBC Gardener's World was actually filmed here up until Geoff's passing in 1996. Geoff's son and daughter-in-law run the gardens now, and they are open to the public all year round. Entry costs £15 for adults and is free for children. And there's also the option to buy an annual ticket for £45, which entitles you to free entry and discounted tickets for workshops. I bought my ticket at this little booth, and I was handed a map to help me find my way around. To enter the gardens, you have to go through this glorious fruit arch, which was just laden with ripe apples and pears. At the end of the arch, there were several paths heading off in different directions, and the one I took led me into the more informal parts of the garden. I'm visiting at the end of August, so many of the flowering plants have already finished blooming, but you can still see how they have varied form and texture and height to create a garden that's beautiful even at the end of summer. I sat for a while in this clearing in the wildlife garden just to enjoy a moment of peace and listen to the birds chirping. And I found a hummingbird hawk moth feeding on a rose leaf sage. Next to the wildlife garden is a Japanese garden. It was so peaceful and tranquil. And I thought that the dry pebble stream effect was really lovely. The next garden I entered was called Versailles, and I think this is very much a late spring and early summer garden. It's essentially a long grass pathway with borders on either side. But at this time of the year, there wasn't much blooming in the borders, so there wasn't really that much to see. From Versailles, I turned off into this 50-foot long pergola that was covered in wisteria and grapevines and roses. I made a mental note to come back in May to see what this pergola looks like when the wisteria is blooming. There were only a few roses in flower, but their scent was wonderful, and I could imagine what it would be like walking beneath this pergola in June or July, surrounded by the scent of roses. The next garden I went into was super formal and very beautiful. It's officially called the Knot Garden, and I think the name is based on the shape of the pond. This is clearly not my style of garden because I do prefer gardens that are more informal. But the use of color and structure in this garden is fascinating. The combination of clipped box, lavender, red berberis, and golden gravel is just so pleasing to the eye. And this bench is surrounded by lavender and roses. I can just imagine what it's like to sit here listening to the bees with the scent of roses and lavenders all around, along with the trickling sound of water in the pond. My next stop was the orchard, which was again full of ripe fruit. I had to ask what happens to all these apples, and I was told that they're sold locally. This area is the drought friendly garden. Again, most of the flowers have finished now, but I still thought this garden was beautiful, especially the combination of the grass with the Verbena bonariensis and the Russian sage in the background. This was another beautiful garden. This one has a coastal theme, and it was designed by Adam Frost, who is one of the current presenters on Gardener's World. I love the little beach cabin effect. The last garden I visited was this one, which was simply called a cottage garden. I really liked this garden, even though I thought it was a lot more formal than any cottage garden I had seen before. It seemed more to me like English country style than cottage garden, but it was beautiful nonetheless. There was just so much to see at Barnsdale Gardens. They had some beautiful Dahlia displays. There was a greenhouse full of alpine plants. There were these beautiful allotment gardens that were so abundant and so colorful and so tidy. I just loved the way the vegetables were interplanted with lots of colorful flowers. These allotments are teaching plots, so there are workshops held here at Barnsdale Gardens showing people how to grow vegetables organically. Pumpkins almost ready for Halloween. There was more, but I had to go. The site covers 8 acres and there are 38 distinct garden areas or garden rooms. I spent more than 3 hours at Barnsdale and I think I've managed to see perhaps a third of the gardens. So I will definitely make a return visit soon. And the next time I come, I can check out their tea room and also the plant nursery. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed visiting Barnsdale Gardens with me. If you did, please give the video a like or leave a comment. I'll be back in my garden next Sunday and I hope you'll join me. Thank you so much for watching and have a lovely week ahead.